Have you ever wondered what the worldwide egg market is actually valued at? A staggering $230 billion annually. Yes, you heard that correctly, billion. And guess who the primary consumers are? Seniors just like yourself. For generations, you've been convinced that eggs belong on your breakfast plate every single day because they're an affordable source of protein. But here's what nobody's telling you. Eggs aren't actually the most economical choice. They're not the most powerful option. And they certainly aren't the superior muscle-building food for older adults. The reality is, you're spending more money and getting less nutrition. A typical egg contains merely 7 grams of protein and costs roughly 20 cents, which translates to nearly $3 for every 100 grams of protein. Meanwhile, there are overlooked nutrition powerhouses available in supermarkets right this moment that provide double, triple, or even quadruple the protein at half the expense. The hidden truth, and here's what makes this even more compelling: some of these alternatives don't just supply protein. They pack in collagen, omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, and vitamin D, critical nutrients that eggs simply cannot deliver. This explains why the trillion-dollar food conglomerates stay silent about them. They certainly don't want you purchasing 20 cents worth of lentils that outperform $2 worth of eggs. They'd rather you remain unaware that a single can of sardines priced at $1 provides not just 25 grams of protein, but also edible bones, vitamin D, and omega-3 as all in one serving. That changes right now. In this breakdown, I'm exposing the 6 budget-friendly foods that accelerate muscle development better than eggs, organized from number 6 down to our champion at number 1. And when we arrive at that final revelation, the one offering premium protein and bone-strengthening minerals for mere pennies, you'll finally understand why it's been concealed beneath decades of marketing manipulation. Transparency pledged. Just to be crystal clear, every research study, every statistic, every figure I'm sharing is referenced in the description below. Don't simply trust my claims. Examine the evidence for yourself. Before we jump in, here's something I'm curious about. What does your typical breakfast look like? And what's your current age? I genuinely enjoy reading responses from seniors across the globe. And yes, we're actively in the comments section every single day, answering individually as if we're writing personal letters. Now, let's waste no more time and begin with number 6 in our ranking, where you'll discover why eggs have lost their throne as the ultimate muscle food. Cottage cheese, 11g protein, average cost 40–60 cents per 100 grams. The quiet champion cottage cheese stands as one of the most affordable, underappreciated tools against sarcopenia. While eggs command attention and cost more per portion, cottage cheese silently provides 11 grams of protein per 100 grams, alongside calcium, phosphorus, B-complex vitamins, and slow-releasing casein protein that continues nourishing your muscles for hours afterward. That extended-release property makes it extraordinarily beneficial for older adults. Following an overnight fast, your muscle tissue enters breakdown mode, desperately seeking fuel. Cottage cheese doesn't merely halt that deterioration, it continuously supplies amino acids throughout the morning, safeguarding and reconstructing your strength. Research validates this approach. A 2012 investigation published in the British Journal of Nutrition revealed that older individuals consuming casein-rich foods like cottage cheese experienced 25% enhanced muscle protein synthesis overnight compared to those who avoided them. That benefit extends into your breakfast hours. When you consume cottage cheese, your muscles remain in growth mode rather than sliding into decline. For seniors experiencing up to 1% annual muscle mass reduction after reaching 60, the protection becomes invaluable. Real story: consider Harold's experience. At 70 years old and retired from bus driving, he consumed eggs every morning believing they were sufficient, yet his legs continued trembling during prolonged standing. His daughter recommended incorporating cottage cheese with fruit several mornings weekly. Within mere weeks, Harold detected a noticeable difference. His thighs felt lighter when ascending stairs, and his vitality extended further throughout the day. The most economical item in his refrigerator ultimately delivered greater power than the so-called perfect protein he depended on for years. Many people bypass cottage cheese, dismissing it as tasteless or outdated. However, when combined with fruit, topped with honey, or even layered on whole grain toast, it transforms into a delicious, adaptable meal. And here's the game changer: it's economical. At merely 40–60 cents per 100 grams, it supplies premium protein at a reduced cost compared to eggs, meat, or expensive supplements. This means budget-conscious seniors don't need to compromise their strength. Cottage cheese demonstrates that building muscle at 70 or even 80 doesn't demand costly foods. Sometimes the least expensive product in the dairy section is precisely what your body's been craving. But as remarkable as cottage cheese proves to be, the next food doesn't just safeguard your muscles, it energizes them with rapid fuel and essential fats that eggs simply cannot match. 5. Oats 17G protein. Average cost: 15–20 cents per 100 grams. Oats frequently get written off as merely carbohydrates. But here's the reality: they're among the most affordable, nutritionally complete muscle foods available. At 17 grams of protein per 100 grams, oats actually contain more protein than an equivalent portion of eggs. Plus, they arrive packed with additional advantages that eggs utterly lack. Each serving brings a potent combination of protein, iron, magnesium, zinc, and soluble fiber. For older adults, this mixture proves essential because it doesn't merely support muscle growth, it also enhances circulation, balances blood sugar levels, and maintains consistent energy all morning long. A 2015 investigation in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging demonstrated that seniors consuming higher quantities of whole grains, including oats, exhibited superior muscle function and 15% reduced frailty risk compared to those rarely eating them. The explanation lies in beta-glucan, a specialized fiber type that decreases cholesterol and optimizes circulation. Enhanced blood flow ensures your muscles actually receive the oxygen and nutrients required for growth, something protein from eggs alone cannot ensure. Transformation story: meet Frank, 68 years old and retired from postal service. For years, he consumed only scrambled eggs at breakfast, yet still experienced sluggishness by mid-morning. When he transitioned to a bowl of overnight oats with milk and nuts, he was genuinely surprised. His energy persisted until lunchtime. His legs felt more stable during morning walks, and he avoided the crash that previously left him dozing in his armchair. What he initially considered cheap filler became one of the strongest muscle-building staples in his kitchen. The affordability factor makes them unbeatable. At just 15–20 cents per 100 grams, oats deliver nearly double the protein of eggs at a fraction of the price. This makes them one of the most budget-conscious tools for seniors attempting to build strength on limited incomes. Oats prove that authentic muscle foods needn't be expensive or complicated. They're economical, powerful, and scientifically validated to help seniors combat sarcopenia. But while oats supply steady fuel and minerals, the next food contributes something eggs could never provide: healthy fats that directly repair muscle cells and reduce inflammation. Chickpeas 19G protein, average cost: 25 cents per 100 grams. Can the secret weapon? Chickpeas may appear to be simple legumes, but they're a senior's hidden arsenal against sarcopenia. At 19 grams of protein per 100 grams, can chickpeas surpass eggs in both protein content and affordability? They also provide an exceptional combination of fiber, potassium, magnesium, and iron, nutrients your muscles and bones cannot operate without. For older adults, this matters tremendously because muscle deterioration isn't solely about shrinking fibers. It's equally about compromised circulation, weakened nerves, and fragile bones. Chickpeas address all these concerns in one affordable, satisfying package. The scientific evidence speaks volumes. A 2016 analysis in the Journal of Nutrition confirmed that increased legume consumption, including chickpeas, correlated with enhanced muscle strength and reduced frailty scores in older adults. Why? Because legumes like chickpeas are abundant in lysine, an amino acid many plant-based foods lack. Lysine is indispensable for collagen production, which maintains joint strength and keeps muscles attached to bones. Eggs don't supply fiber or anywhere near equivalent amounts of lysine, making chickpeas a more comprehensive option for older individuals. Meet George, 72 years old and retired from landscaping. He depended on scrambled eggs every morning yet still battled weak legs by lunchtime. His daughter introduced him to chickpea salad wraps, and within weeks, he sensed a transformation. He noticed reduced cramping during garden walks and reported feeling satisfied yet light instead of lethargic. What he once regarded as a side dish proved to be one of the most affordable, effective muscle foods he'd ever consumed. Chickpeas are also incredibly versatile. They can be blended into hummus, roasted into crunchy snacks, or incorporated into soups and stews. For seniors with chewing challenges, hummus is especially practical. It delivers the protein without the effort of chewing meat or dense foods, and the cost remains unmatched. At merely 25 cents per 100 grams canned, chickpeas provide more protein per penny than eggs or even most meats. This means seniors on restricted budgets can still enjoy meals that actively combat sarcopenia without depleting their savings. Chickpeas demonstrate that fighting muscle loss doesn't require expensive supplements or exotic superfoods. Sometimes the solution sits in a humble can on the bottom grocery store shelf. But while chickpeas grant you strength and endurance, the next food adds something even more potent: healthy fats that actively repair muscle cells and protect your cardiovascular system simultaneously. Engagement boost. Before we continue, hit that like button and subscribe. The most eye-opening revelation is still ahead: peanut butter. 22 grams protein, average cost 50 cents to $1 per 100 g. Peanut butter is merely a childhood treat. It's one of the most economical, most potent protein enhancers for seniors battling sarcopenia. At 22 grams of protein per 100 grams, peanut butter provides more protein than eggs, plus beneficial fats, magnesium, vitamin E, and potassium. Together, these nutrients reconstruct muscle fibers, decrease inflammation, and maintain stable energy throughout the day. Unlike eggs, which only supply protein, peanut butter gives your muscles both the building blocks for growth and the energy to function. A 2017 investigation in the European Journal of Nutrition discovered that older adults who regularly consumed nuts and nut-based spreads had a 35% reduced frailty risk compared to those who didn't. The explanation: nut proteins are rich in arginine, an amino acid that increases nitric oxide production, which expands blood vessels, enhances circulation, and delivers oxygen to muscles more efficiently. Eggs cannot accomplish that. Improved circulation translates to stronger legs, steadier balance, and quicker recovery following even light activity. Personal victory. David, 69 years old and retired from teaching. He consistently started his day with two boiled eggs, yet still experienced arm fatigue when lifting groceries. His grandson persuaded him to try peanut butter on whole grain toast. Within several weeks, David observed he could carry shopping bags without pausing, and his grip strength improved noticeably. That spoonful of peanut butter provided his muscles the enhancement eggs had failed to deliver for years. The optimal part: it's affordable and versatile. At 50 cents to $1 per 100 grams, peanut butter offers more protein per penny than most meats, cheeses, or supplements. Spread it on toast, mix it into oatmeal, or blend it into smoothies. It's simple, tasty, and senior-friendly. And because it's calorie-dense, it's perfect for seniors struggling with appetite yet still requiring nutrients to fight sarcopenia. Peanut butter proves you don't need fancy supplements or expensive meats to rebuild strength. Sometimes the most affordable jar on the grocery shelf contains the muscle power you've been missing. And if peanut butter can deliver this much strength, just wait until you see the next food. It's a seafood option so loaded with protein and omega-3s that it outshines eggs by miles. Lentils 25g protein, average cost 20–25 cents per 100 grams dried, worth their weight in gold. Lentils might rank among the world's most economical foods, but regarding fighting sarcopenia, they're worth their weight in gold. At 25 grams of protein per 100 grams dried, lentils pack more protein than eggs, and they arrive loaded with iron, magnesium, potassium, and folate. That combination makes them one of the most complete and affordable muscle-building foods for seniors, even at 80. Unlike eggs, which provide protein and minimal else, lentils fuel both muscle fibers and the red blood cells that transport oxygen to those fibers. A 2019 study in Nutrients found that seniors who consumed legumes like lentils 4 or more times weekly had a 22% lower frailty risk and superior physical performance scores compared to those who ate them rarely. The reason? Lentils are packed with leucine, the amino acid that activates the muscle-building switch, and iron, which prevents fatigue by ensuring muscles receive adequate oxygen. Without these, even the finest protein source falls short. Eggs cannot compete with that kind of nutritional package. Meet Charles, 73 years old and retired from plumbing. For decades, he relied on eggs for breakfast, believing they were the ultimate food. Yet his legs still felt heavy during morning walks. His wife began preparing lentil soup several mornings weekly, and within a month, he noticed something astonishing. His legs didn't ache as much, and he walked farther without stopping. He realized a food costing pennies was accomplishing more for him than the eggs he'd been paying extra for all those years. Best of all, they're incredibly economical. At just 20–25 cents per 100 grams dried, lentils provide one of the highest protein per penny ratios in the entire supermarket. For seniors on fixed incomes, this means you don't have to choose between budget and health. You can have both. Lentils prove that building muscle doesn't require expensive supplements or animal protein. Sometimes the cheapest bag in the pantry contains the strength your body's been desperately seeking. But if lentils are this powerful, the number one food on our list is even more shocking. It's affordable, packed with protein, and backed by studies showing it can reverse muscle loss faster than anyone expected. Canned with bones. 25 grams protein, average cost 80 cents to $1 per 100 grams. The ultimate underdog. Sardines are the ultimate underdog food for seniors. Affordable, overlooked, and often sitting at the very bottom of the grocery shelf, sardines pack a muscle-building punch that leaves eggs in the dust. At 25 grams of protein per 100 grams, they deliver the same amount as lentils, but with the added power of calcium, vitamin D, omega-3 fatty acids, phosphorus, and collagen. And when you purchase them canned with bones, you're getting a rare trifecta: muscle growth, bone strength, and joint repair in one affordable food. The science is irrefutable. A 2015 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed more omega-3 fatty acids gained 20% more muscle during exercise programs compared to those who didn't. Sardines are among the richest sources of omega-3s, which reduce inflammation in muscles and joints, allowing fibers to rebuild faster. Add calcium and vitamin D from the tiny edible bones, and you're protecting against osteoporosis simultaneously. Eggs cannot touch this kind of nutrient package. The transformation. Richard, 75 years old and retired from truck driving. He used to eat 3 eggs every morning, yet his legs still felt stiff and weak. His grandson convinced him to try sardines on whole grain toast. Initially, Richard wrinkled his nose, but within several weeks, he noticed something remarkable. His knees ached less, His walks around the block felt easier, and he had more energy in the afternoons. The food he once dismissed as cheap fish turned out to be the best muscle fuel he'd ever eaten. Cost is another reason sardines deserve the top spot. At just 80 cents to $1 per 100 grams, they're cheaper than most meats and far less expensive than supplements. For seniors on tight budgets, sardines deliver complete nutrition without breaking the bank, and they're shelf-stable, easy to store, and ready to eat straight from the can. Sardines prove that the most powerful foods are often the ones hiding in plain sight, affordable, nutrient-dense, and scientifically proven to fight muscle loss. They are the single best breakfast upgrade for seniors who want to build strength, even at 80. The truth revelazzo. Here's the undeniable truth. Eggs may have been labeled the perfect protein for decades, but science proves they're insufficient. Depending solely on eggs is like attempting to construct a house using only bricks without mortar. You'll never achieve the full structure. Your body requires more than protein. It needs the proper balance of amino acids, minerals, omega-3s, collagen, and slow-burning energy. And the shocking reality? The foods that provide all this are affordable, accessible, and hiding in plain sight. Cottage cheese, oats, chickpeas, peanut butter, lentils, and sardines. Together, they form a toolkit for rebuilding muscle at any age. Even at 80, they're not trendy superfoods. They're not overpriced supplements or pills. They're the overlooked staples your muscles have been starving for. Every single one of these foods is packed with more protein per penny than eggs, and each one delivers nutrients eggs cannot provide: calcium for bones, omega-3s for joints, fiber for steady energy, magnesium for contractions, collagen for tendons and ligaments. The bigger picture is not just about slowing muscle loss, it's about flipping the switch and regaining strength you thought was gone forever. The choice is in front of you every morning. Will you keep relying on eggs and watch muscle loss creep in year after year? Or will you fill your plate with foods that science shows can fight sarcopenia head-on? Imagine waking up stronger instead of weaker. Imagine carrying groceries without pausing, climbing steps without fear, and living with the energy to enjoy life again. That's not wishful thinking. That's what these 6 foods can do when you make them part of your breakfast. And the best part, they don't drain your wallet. At a time when food prices keep climbing, these staples prove you don't need wealth to buy back your strength, just smart choices backed by research. Final call to action. So now I want to hear from you. What's the first food you're going to try? Are you team lentils, cottage cheese, peanut butter, or sardines? Drop your answer in the comments below. We're reading and replying to every single one like it's a personal message, because your story could inspire another senior to make the change. Don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend who needs to hear this truth, and subscribe for more senior health tips, because your next breakfast could be the meal that brings your strength back, even at 80. Your voice matters. Add your questions or experiences in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching.